Sis.
Oh, hello, Jimmy.
Any luck in finding some nosh for me? Sorry I had to ask. Bit of a cock-up on the catering front. I'll pay you back, of course.
Of course.
I mean it. Said it in past. Meant it. Been unable to. Coming into £1 million when we stage our revolution. Pay you every penny. Morning.
Morning.
Super.
Morning. Clearing up. Gonna be a nice day.
Super.
15 by 23. Once an estate agent, always an estate agent. I like to keep my hand in.
Super.
Here we are. 1 free-range chicken, 2 wild salmon steaks, a tin of humanely slaughtered tuna, and some organic carrots. You owe me £31.70p.
Bloody hell. Expensive cove, social conscience.
Good morning. This is Hank. He's my chap.
Super.
Oh, well, we do have a... Hello, Hank. A slight problem here, Joan. I mean, I'm delighted to meet... Hank. But we are holding... Does he know anything about anything?
I know you inherit a lot of money if you do something really absurd.
I'm not sure that Joan should have even told you that.
Oh, hell's bells, Elizabeth. Hank and I are a major item. We're a deeply entwined entity.
Oh, I'm not sure that we should go into your sex life just now, Joan. I'm sorry, but I think we'll have to hold a meeting to discuss whether Hank can attend our meeting.
Blasted democracy.
It's all right. You discuss it. I'll go and sit in the Porsche.
Oh.
Aren't any seats in the porch, are there?
Porsche, it's a car.
Congratulations, Joan. You've got yourself a rich sugar daddy.
Hank is only 29. He's my toy boy.
29. Pull the other one.
His work is very demanding. He works on a futures desk in the city. High tech, high risk, high rise, high fall, high tension.
Well, I vote we admit him. This is probably a bit impertinent, Joan. After all, your love life is none of my... But I've started, so I'll... But I do think he's an improvement on Tony. Tony drove me up the wall saying great all the time. I'm sorry, Joan. He doesn't say great all the time, does he?
He never says great.
Super.
I don't want to alarm you, but there's a very suspicious character sitting in a Porsche outside and casing the joint. Burglar type. I didn't get where I am today without knowing a burglar type.
He's my live-in lover.
I've always said you can't judge a book by its silver lining.
Suspicious man lurking in a car outside. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a sex maniac.
He is. He's my lover.
The point is, are we going to let him join us?
He can't. We're the bloodless revolution of senior citizens and the occupationally rejected. He doesn't qualify. He's got a job.
But he's petrified of losing it. He says there's no future in futures. He's terrified of being on the scrap heap at 29.
29? Pull the other one.
He's a valuable asset. He'll win us the support of all those that fear redundancy.
Do we really want support? Couldn't the 9 of us just march on Whitehall and give ourselves up? Wouldn't that be absurd enough?
Not for my Reggie.
Probably not for Geraldine either.
Ms. Hackstraw to you.
We need all the support we can get, or this will never take off. So let's vote. And please, let's admit Hank. All those in favour? All those against? Abstentions? Hank is admitted by 5 votes to 3 with 1 abstention. Our leader couldn't make up his mind.
Sorry. Tricky cove's minds.
You better get him in, Joan.
I'll go. I'd like to do my bit.
Oh, thank you.
Will you help me, Doc?
Does it need 2 of us? Do you think he'll run amok?
He wants a word with you in private, with none of us knowing.
Thank you, Jimmy.
So what do you want with me?
I don't want you to refer to Geraldine as Geraldine again.
Is that a threat?
No. Good heavens, no, just a suggestion. I love Geraldine, Doc.
Supposing... this is only hypothetical, CJ, but supposing I also loved Miss Hackstraw. And I, don't forget, don't have a wife.
Mrs. C.J. is quite content. Luxembourg is a microcosm of European civilization. I have been on the board of 5 companies. You are a failed, faded doctor. I hope you get my drift.
Perfectly. You want me to call Miss Hackstraw? Miss Hackstraw. I'm happy to oblige. You are warmly welcomed into our bosom, Hank.
Right, put you in the picture, Hank. When Elizabeth's husband Reggie snuffed it recently, he left £1 million to each of us on condition that we did something which his lawyer, Ms. Hackstraw, accepted as totally absurd.
Wicked.
We have decided to take over Britain on behalf of senior citizens and the redundant.
Wicked.
You have been elected as a member, and I welcome you warmly with all my heart by 5 votes to 3 with 1 abstention.
Wicked.
Miss Hackstraw?
Yes? Yes, it is.
Doc Morrissey here, Miss Hackstraw. Miss Hackstraw, will you have dinner with me tonight, somewhere rather posher than the Climpthorpe Tandoori?
That sounds delightful.
Oh, splendid. I'll pick you up at 7:30, Miss Hackstraw. I think you'll like the Gothry Tandoori.
We're just about to vote, Doc, on whether we should abandon democracy in our decision-making. All those in favour of abandoning democracy? All those against? Abstentions? Democracy is abandoned by 3 votes to 2 with 5 abstentions.
I don't think it's fair that Hank should have a vote. It's undemocratic.
It would be even more undemocratic if he didn't have a vote.
Perhaps we'd better vote on that.
Why? We've abandoned democracy.
We've only abandoned democracy if the vote abandoning democracy is democratic.
Committees are always like this.
A committee is a horse designed by a stable door.
All committees should be shoved up the rear end of warthogs.
Please. All those in favour of Hank having a vote? All those against? Abstentions?
Sorry.
Hank has a vote by 5 votes to 4.
I'm sorry, but I don't think whether Hank has a vote or doesn't have a vote is something he should have a vote on.
Even I agree with that. I withdraw my vote voluntarily.
Well, then the result is 4-all. David, you can't abstain. You have to have the casting vote.
Oh, Lord. Well, I think I believe that, on balance, because a decision has to be reached, that it's better, though of course I could be wrong, that Hank does have a vote. Probably.
Splendid. Hank has a vote by 5 votes to 4.
Super.
Wicked.
That the vote by 3 votes to 2 to abandon democracy was valid and stands.
Yes, it does.
So that means there wasn't any point in voting to give me the vote then?
What a palaver. Introduce a bit of democracy, and what does it end up like? A House of Blasted Commons.
I can't keep calling you Doc. Don't you have a Christian name?
Well, yes, I do. It's, funnily enough, it's Gerald.
Gerald and Geraldine. How quaint, how,
Suitable. Are we meant for each other, Miss Hackstraw?
Why do you keep calling me Miss Hackstraw?
Because I promised C.J. that I wouldn't call you Geraldine.
Why? Are you frightened of him?
No. Me? Frightened of C.J.? That's a good one.
Then why?
It amused me to do so. I can get as much affection into the words Miss Hackstraw as I could into the name I mustn't name. So I promised the poor semi-senile bugger that unimportant thing. I didn't promise not to take you out to dinner. How were your samosas?
Lovely. How was your onion bhaji?
Like a face flannel. All I want to taste is you, Miss Hackstraw. You're so lovely, Miss Hackstraw. I didn't promise the old bugger not to attempt to inveigle myself into your sheets. I say your sheets because my place is so modest. I know I'm being presumptuous and pathetic and possibly even offensive, but will you sleep with me, Miss Hackstraw?
You aren't being presumptuous, or pathetic, or offensive. Gerald.
You mean?
Precisely. Of course I won't sleep with you. I value your friendship far too highly.
Jimmy, your troops are awash with apathy.
Yes, bad show. Dreary little walla, apathy, difficult to be enthusiastic about the blighter.
You need to inspire them.
Absolutely. Inspire them. Will do. How?
Summon them to another meeting. Tell them why you're grabbing this great opportunity. Give it to them from the heart. Give it to them on the chin.
From the heart, on the chin. With you. Will do.
Geraldine.
What?
Nothing, just Geraldine, Geraldine. I just love hearing your name. It is my fervent wish that no one should ever speak your name again in quite the same way that I speak it. Geraldine.
So I gather.
What do you mean, so I gather?
Don't be cross with me, Bunny. Yesterday I had dinner with Doc Morrissey.
What? That senile oaf?
He was the same age as you.
Yes, but I'm not a senile oaf. It's a case of the pot calling the kettle a horse of a very different colour.
Nothing happened, Bunny.
What do you mean, nothing happened? Of course nothing happened. He isn't capable of anything happening. I'd say he was past it, except that would suggest he was once capable of it. He was born past it and went downhill from there on.
Don't you like him?
Oh, Geraldine. And I made the bastard promise.
Not to call me Geraldine. He didn't.
Ah. Did he make suggestions? Did he try any hanky-panky?
Surely you wouldn't expect me to reveal intimate details, any more than I'd reveal intimate details to him of what passes between us. I will tell him I've seen you.
Well, of course, why not? I'm not frightened of... You'll tell him? Huh? When?
When we next have dinner.
You're going to have dinner with him again?
Yes.
Is everything all right, monsieur?
No, it damn well isn't. The woman I love insists on sharing me with a bloody old wreck.
Our leader is about to address us.
Thank you. Elizabeth has asked me to tell you why I want this revolution so much. Will. Wat Tyler has gone down in history. Lambert Simnel has gone down in history. They led rebellions and they had streets named after them. I missed the war, too blasted young. Sacked from Queen's Own Berkshire Light Infantry, too blasted old. Never had any glory in my life. Got my chance now. Chance for me to go down in history. Chance for me to have streets named after me. So get your fingers out, you dozy shower.
So, fortunately, we were able to settle at 20K. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not infectious. Spicy food makes my nose run.
Perhaps in that case, a Thai restaurant wasn't a very good idea.
Oh.
I hear you make your own wine.
Oh! My fame goes before me. Who told you?
I'm not sure. CJ or Doc Morrissey.
Oh. When?
Over dinner.
So you're still seeing them?
Yes. Am I not entitled to?
Well, yes, but they're old men.
You behave like an old man.
Huh?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but you're sitting there gawping at me like a pregnant duck.
I must have led a sheltered life because I don't think I've seen a pregnant duck gawp, but I don't think I'm flattered. I'm finding this difficult enough anyway. It's an ordeal for me, if you must know.
Oh. Then why did you ask me out?
Because I love you. I adore you. I worship you. I'm sorry.
I should hope you are, Tom. Do you think a woman likes to hear such things from a man she hardly knows? It's a terrible intrusion on one's physical privacy to be obsessively desired by a man one doesn't desire.
I hope that one day I might persuade you to desire me.
I've had a very pleasant dinner. We've discussed the art of the estate agent, the sluggishness of the property market, the difficulty of measuring rooms, all very interesting.
Oh, dear. I've been awful, haven't I? I haven't asked you a thing about yourself.
Precisely. The person that you love and adore and worship is you. So I suggest you go home, ask yourself to go to bed with yourself, play hard to get for about half an hour, and then submit. You could have a wonderful night.
That speech, Jimmy. You didn't strike quite the right note.
What? Concentrated too much on my side of things?
Yes, frankly. Slightly.
I thought as much afterwards. Should have made more of the lolly, that's all those bastards care about. Thank you for these. Pay you when I get my million.
Well, I didn't want you to talk about the money either. I wanted you to appeal to their idealism. Explain the logic behind the absurdity. Expand on the philosophy behind the concept.
Oh, Lord. A few words I want to say to you. Explain our ideas. In this country, at this juncture in our history, we
are an ageing population with a very large proportion of senior citizens, and yet we remain essentially a youth culture.
Precisely. And this state of affairs...
But stop! It really is ridiculous. Films, fashions, adverts are all directed towards the young. The bodies that we see on adverts are lithe and lissom and lovely.
Precisely. And this...
means that those of us who are not lithe and lissom and lovely...
As you certainly were, are.
Thank you, David. Well, this means that those of us who never were wish we were, and those of us who are dread ceasing to be. Supposing we idealised wrinkles and hollow cheeks and sagging breasts, we'd be moving towards our ideal, not away from it. Is that the sort of thing you meant, Jimmy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well said, Jimmy. I agree with a lot of that. I'm no chicken anymore.
Nonsense.
And I realise already at my age that very little in the fashions is aimed at anyone as old as me. I'm beginning to see the point of all this. I've been a bit lukewarm so far, but I'd like to get properly involved.
Me too.
Oh, careful, Tom. We might end up agreeing with each other.
I think there's a lot of sense in what Jimmy said. I don't find commitment easy. I'm not a commitment person. But what have I got that's so wonderful that I can stand aloof? I pledge my commitment to the cause. I'm yours, Jimmy.
Oh. Well, thank you very much, Tom.
And if that means being on the same side as Linda, well, that's an added bonus.
I'll get it.
The night is always darker before the mast.
It's Hank.
Oh, Hank, why aren't you at work?
I was told I was losing my grip. Not sufficiently on the ball. Too old. Used, abused, discarded.
Oh, my darling, my poor baby. Oh, how can they do this to you?
Very easily, without a qualm.
That's an outrage. I'm not a natural revolutionary. Let's face it, I'm no Che Guevara.
I can face that, darling.
But count me in now.
Me too. It's dreadful what they've done to you, Hank.
Lucky you came in when you did, Hank.
Well, that's all right then, so long as I lost my job for a reason.
Certainly did. Well done, that prematurely redundant man. Time for action has come. Fixed date of revolution. Put it in your diaries. Sunday, April the 20th.
Oh, no. There must be nothing on paper. Security.
Don't put it in your diaries. I want you to get out there to the,
Old people's homes, retirement homes, sheltered flats, golf clubs, impotence clinics, saga holidays and prostate wards of our ageing island.
Absolutely spot on.
Super.
Wicked.
Don't watch TV. Live. Got a project for you. Revolution. Go down in history. Ah, grabbed your interest, have I?
Get out the bleeding way, you silly old bugger. It's Labour's on in a minute.
24 under 175 pound note, 16 in the west.
I wonder if I could interest you in our project. I'm wondering if you're happy with your status as senior citizens.
Do us a favour, love. I'm only 56.
Yes. Well, we aim to help the lot of the redundant as well.
Well, that lets me out then.
How do you reckon you're going to improve our lot then, eh?
We're going to march on Whitehall and take over the government.
Please stop.
You won't know me, and I won't ask who you are, because anonymity is a byword here. But I represent an organisation called the Bloodless Revolution of Senior Citizens and the Occupationally Rejected. Broscore. That's not bad, actually.
I never thought we'd be doing anything together again.
No, nor me.
Did you mean it when you said that being on the same side as me would be a bonus?
I never lied, Linda. I was an estate agent.
I mean, I'm being presumptuous in assuming that you have any problems with modern living. But, well, if you didn't, you wouldn't...
Mr. Ingleby Fitzpatrick, Dr. Swarthy will see you now.
Could I speak to FJ, please? His brother, C. I wondered if you fancied golf today. I'm supposed to be recruiting people, but I can't be bothered.
Right. I'll take the even numbers, you take the odd. Good luck.
Can I take the even? I've always had a superstition that people who live in odd numbers are odd.
Why don't we go in together?
I'd like that.
What? Whoa, top secret. Oh, very well. It's a bloodless revolution for senior citizens. I didn't get where I am today sweating my guts out over a bloodless revolution. You're too busy. Shame. Oh, well. Goodbye, F. Love to L. 10:15, Thames Ditton Sheltered Bungalows. Interviewed, 37 people. No luck.
Give me courage, Reggie.
I spy a stranger. I spy with my little eye something I hope not to see till I die. A woman in the Reliance Club at lunchtime. Don't be offended, my dear. It's only tradition.
But you see, I wanted to ask you all something. I wanted to ask you, how would you feel if the elderly were truly respected in this country?
My dear lady, I have all the respect I need. I'm 77, and I've just been appointed a High Court judge.
Please stop and let me off.
Sorry, love, can't be done. Regulations. My passengers is my responsibility from point of departure to destination.
Well, where is your destination?
Bognor.
Bugger, Bognor. I like that. You're all right, girl. Come on, we'll see you all right. We got a crate to get it. Dead.
The day we went to Bognor. Morning. Anderson's the name. Don't know you, you won't know me. So, hello.
Are you in pain? Do you need some Rennies?
No, I don't need any Rennies. I was smiling. I'm here on rather an unusual mission. Top secret. Could be fun. We are planning a revolution. Cause a stir. Take over Britain on behalf of the elderly and the redundant, that kind of crack. How about that, eh?
You're mad.
Prostate. Oh, bad luck.
We've an amazing plan for all Britain's senior citizens. Well, vicars, are you? You know, the saviours of the redundant.
It's the great bugbear of hospitals, is vicars. It's very painful peeing through a tube. You don't need vicars on top. C of E at 9:50. Catholic 10:10. United Reform 11:05.
No, we're revolutionaries.
Rabbi 11:50. Take a peek, Rabbi, I said. I'm not one of yours. wish I was today, might be less painful.
No, we're planning to,
What are you? Mormons? Quakers? Portsmouth Brethren? Shove off.
Well, I'm supposed to be out recruiting, but, well, I did try. I spoke to this elderly man on the golf course. I said, I bet you're looking gorgeous this afternoon. No, that's to you, Miss Hackstraw. To the golfer, I said, we're planning a bloodless revolution. And he asked me a devastating question, which I couldn't answer. He said, why? I get easily discouraged. I need emotional support. Miss Hackstraw, may I take you to dinner tonight? The food at the Botchley Tandoori is excellent. Hello?
Population, youth culture rampant, bad news. Remedy, revolution. March on Whitehall.
March, with our feet? I don't think we'd attempt it. We know about feet.
Where's the spirit that won an empire?
Locked up in my bedroom. Fancy coming up and sharing it with me, handsome?
Having difficulties in getting it, as it were, or in keeping it, as it were, or not as often as... Anyway, how do you feel about sticking it up the gap, as it were?
You're badgering our clients. I must ask you to leave.
That'd be a bit inconvenient. I have an appointment with Dr. Swarthy at 4:15.
You all tried very hard, except Doc. CJ tried particularly hard. Interviewed 207 people. Fly in ointment, absolutely no recruits.
I tried, that's the point. If at first you don't succeed, you'll catch the early worm.
You all failed, but I'm not depressed. Know why? I know what we've done wrong.
Oh, you think you know what we've done wrong, do you?
Yes, we've done things the wrong way round. Got our tactics wrong. They're tricky Waller's tactics. No, we should have sat down, worked out policies, what we stand for, how we should get our message across, and then gone recruiting. You're all stunned. You think I'm talking nonsense.
No, we think you're talking sense. That's why we're stunned.
Charming, bloody charming.
It's sensible, though. That's what we've done. We put the horse before the egg.
This weekend, thinking caps on. Monday morning, 0800 hours, intensive think tank. Inspiration.
Yes, and we all know where the inspiration's going to come from, don't we?
Do we? Ah, where?
From you, of course, Jimmy. You're our leader.
Oh, Lord.
Out of Africa, next on BBC One, The Extraordinary Life of Cecil Rhodes.